Okay, guys, so in this video, we will be writing a Java code for an RMI. That is, this RMI will be checking if the given string or the given string is a palindrome or not. So, if you're not familiar with the RMI concepts and all, I have prepared this PPT in which I have fully explained the RMI architecture and each of its components. So, just go through it and you'll be able to understand, you'll be able to get a rough idea about it. I'll be directly starting with the code and all the things which all the and each line which will be written in the code. I'll be explaining each of them to you. Okay, so let's get started. Let's go to Eclipse. Go to file. For this one, just remember for RMI, we'll be using the Java, normal Java version, not the Enterprise Edition. Okay, so file, new, let's say project, and Java project. Project name is Palindrome RMI. Okay. Next, finish. Okay. This has been created. Remember, for an RMI program, we will be creating four classes. First one will be the interface, second one will be the class, third one will be the server, and fourth one will be the client. Okay. So let's create four classes. Right click on this project. It's hanging. Just a minute. Yeah. Okay. New class. First, we'll be making an interface. So let's write palindrome. Palindrome, let's make it as palindrome interface. Okay. Public static void main. Yes, I want it. Anything more? No. Finish. Okay. Again, new class. Now, a class we want. Palindrome class. Public static void main. Yes. Constructors form superclass. No, not as such. Finish. Next, for the server, new class, palindrome server, public static void main, finish. Next, new class, server is done. Now client, palindrome client, public static void main, yes, finish. Okay, so as you can see, four classes have been created. Now, for the interface one, let's first write the import statements, which will be import java dot rmi dot remote. Next, import java dot rmi dot remote exception. Now, remote exception. Now, what are these? So basically, from the java dot rmi package, we are first importing the remote interface and the remote exception class. What it does, what are the use of writing these statements? It is basically, it allows the Java objects to invoke methods on objects located on remote systems, that is on a different system. RMI enables distributed computing and remote communication between Java programs. So that's the significance. Now let's get started. Hmm, Public static void main string argument extends remote. Okay, public. Here we will be just writing the definition or just writing the, yeah, just writing the, you can say, an abstract kind of a method over here for which the body will be defined in the palindrome class. Okay, so public string palindrome, let's make it as palindrome check. It takes the argument as a string. Okay, throws remote exception. I'm facing some errors. Let's see. Extends remote. This one should be right. Acha, I'll have to write it over there. Okay. Okay. Just save it. Control S. Now go to Palindrome class. Okay. Now again, let's start with the import statements. Import java.rmi.star. That is import all the packages, all the classes and interfaces in java.rmi package. Then import java.rmi.server.star. Now import why are we using the import java.rmi.server.star? It is basically to import all the classes and interfaces within java.rmi server package. It's server, sorry, server. It should be just server dot server. Okay, including, so basically we are importing all the classes and interfaces within the java.rmi.server package, including the unicast remote object class. Okay, now I'll be just coming onto the unicast remote object one. Before that, let me just write the part of the code. So public class palindrome extends uni, doesn't look neat. Okay, extends unicast remote object implements remote and which interface? Palindrome interface, right? So palindrome interface. Okay. Now, why have we used the unique? Why have we extended the properties of unicast remote object class? It is basically by extending the unicast remote object, the class, which is this palindrome class, will inherit the functionality to export itself as a remote object. Now, what is basically a unicast remote object? Basically, there are two types of these objects, remote objects. First is the unicast remote object, and the second one is the multicast remote object. So, unicast remote object's primary purpose is to export a remote object and make it available for remote method invocations from client objects. Now, when a remote object is extended, or when a remote object extends from unicast remote object, it becomes capable of being accessed and invoked remotely by clients using RMI. Now, for the multicast remote object, it basically extends the unicast remote object class and adds additional functionality for multicast communication. So, for multicast communication, it basically means by extending the multicast remote object, a remote object gains the ability to send multicast messages to multiple clients. So that's basically the types of remote objects, unicast and multicast remote object. I hope you're clear with it. Okay. Now let's do palindrome. Sorry. Let's write the definition. Mm, was public string palindrome check. Palindrome check string s. We are just writing the body of the method which we have defined in the palindrome interface, which is this one. Okay. So now string reverse is equal to this. For integer I is equal to s dot length minus 1 and I greater than equal to 0, I minus minus reverse plus is equal to s dot character at I. Okay. Mhm. Now if s dot equals reverse, then string k is equal to the word, sorry, the word S is a palindrome, and if it is not, return, because this method is returning a string, so return K. Else, let's just copy this one, Control C, Control V, the word is not a palindrome. Okay, sounds good. Okay, I'm facing some error over here. Hmm. Let me check. I think this will get clear once we have written the code for server and client. Or is this one showing an error? Hmm. Public string palindrome check string s string reverse is equals to this. So let me write. Acha, for the remote one, na? Okay, let me write this one also. Let's see if I'm able to reduce the error or not. Palindrome class exception super. Hmm. Sorry. Hmm. Hmm. I'm facing some error over here. Hmm. Hmm. This should not be the case. I think I'll have to delete the public static method. Public static void main, I think I have to delete that. Let's see. Okay, I think yes, that was the issue. Yes. So that was the issue which we were getting. Okay, okay, okay. If else this one. Hmm. Okay, okay. So yes, we don't have to write the public static void main in this palindrome class. Okay. Just a minute. What if I skip this? Are we facing any errors? No. Okay. Sounds good, I guess. Okay. Now let's save it, Control S, and let's move to the server one. Let's start with the server. Okay, let's start writing the statements. Import java.rmi.start. Next, import java.rmi.registry dot locate registry. Import java dot registry. Okay, we are going to use this state. We are going to use this classes in the code below. So don't worry, I'll be explaining at that time why we what is the significance of each of these classes. Now, public static void main string argument mm, throws exception. Next, let's create an object of class registry. Registry reg is equal to locate registry dot create registry. Registry. Uh, Now you have to give a port over here. Let's give the port as 5000. Okay. Now, why we have done this registry, we have created an object of class registry and then we have returned locate registry dot create registry port 5000. Now, what does this line mean? Basically, this line creates an RMI registry on port 5000. Now, what is an RMI registry? The RMI registry acts as a central repository where objects can be bound to names and located by clients. Okay, next, let's go to the palindrome interface object is equal to new palindrome class. Hmm. Palindrome class. Palindrome interface object is equal to new palindrome class. So basically, we have done this over here because this line uses the sorry, an instance of the palindrome class is created and assigned to the palindrome interface reference variable or reference object, which we have named as obj. Okay. Mm, now let's bind the let's bind means xyz means in the or in the registry we are basically the object basically we are writing this line because in the object is bound to the registry with the name of xyz. So this will basically allow the client to locate and access the palindrome class instance remotely using the name xyz. Okay, xyz. I'm facing some issues over here. Let's see what are the issues. Palindrome class, palindrome class. I shouldn't be getting this issue. Okay, and registry.bind. Okay, let's see. Let's keep it for a halt and let's move to the client one. If I'm getting the same issue, then I might have written some wrong code over here. Let's see. Sure. Next, for the client one, basically we have to invoke the methods on our RMI. Okay, let's start with the import statements. Import java.rmi.star. Import java.rmi.registry.star. Hmm. Hmm. Static void main palindrome interface object one is equal to palindrome. Uh, just a minute. Creating a palindrome interface object. Naming.lookup. I have to search. We are using the naming.lookup method. So RMI double slash localhost. You have to write this one. You have to write till this one. So now the port which we have used was 5000. If you have used a different one, write that port instead slash XYZ because this was the name which we have given over here. See, XYZ means in the registry we have used the name XYZ. That's why we are using XYZ. Okay. Palindrome interface object. So naming.lookup will basically return a remote object reference. We'll have to convert that. We'll have to typecast into palindrome interface. So palindrome interface. I think this will work, right? Yeah. Okay. So basically, what is the purpose of writing this line? It basically means this line uses this naming.lookup method to look up the remote object with the name XYZ in the RMI registry located at this path. The lookup method returns a remote object reference that is cast to palindrome interface type and assigned to the object one variable, which allows the client to invoke methods on remote objects. Okay, this one is done. Okay, now I've done this one. Now let's string answer one is equal to object one dot. Now using this object one, we are going to call the method which is present in palindrome interface, which is present in palindrome interface and whose body is dependent palindrome class. object1.palindrome check. Let's pass the name as hello. Okay. Next, mm, string answer 2 is equal to object1 dot mm, palindrome check. Uh, a word which is a palindrome, I guess. Race car. Okay. Now let's print those answers. So system.out.println answer 1. Okay. Let's copy this. Control C, Control V. Okay. Let's save this. Control S. Import java.rmi.registry.star. Okay. Now let's see in which all am I getting error. In this one I'm still getting an error. Let's see what it is. Public static void main string argument. Extends remote. In the interface when I'm getting error. Hmm. Public class interface. No, okay. This extends should have been written over here in the on the class side. Extends remote, and this again throws exception. Exception or remote exception, I guess. Just a minute. I think this there is no need for me to write static void main over here also, right? Public class extends remote. I'll have to write interface, I guess, over here. Public interface. Palindrome interface extends remote. Yes, because I'm creating an interface over here. Okay. I think that solved the issue. Okay, public string palindrome check string as throws remote exception. Okay, let's try to save it. Okay, there is no error. Now let's move to the class one. Hmm. Import java.rmi.stars and service and public class palindrome class. Extends unicast remote object. Implements remote and palindrome interface. Okay, let's see what is the error. Add constructor. Okay, acha, okay. We have to do this one. Okay, so basically we have to write this one also. Where we have to write this 3 lines of code where we'll be invoking the where we'll be calling the constructor of unicast remote object class. This statement we are basically writing so that the constructor of the unicast remote object will set up the necessary RMI related functionalities. Okay, sounds good. Okay, I think there is no error now. Let's save control S. Yes. Palindrome server is alright. Palindrome client I'm facing issues. Okay. In the import statement I'm facing. Import java.rmi.registry. Achha, okay, I've not put on a semicolon over here. Okay, let's make it as control S. Hmm. Now again over here I'm facing an issue. Okay. Palindrome interface object one is equal to palindrome interface. I've converted it. Naming.lookup. RMI localhost 5000 XYZ. Mm, what is the error I'm getting? Throws declaration. Achha, okay. Here I should have written throws exception. I think this will resolve the issue, right? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. GIS. Are you spelling is wrong over here? Registry. Okay, this one is right. I'm making so much spelling mistakes there. Okay. Okay, I think now each of my 4 classes are not giving any error. Let's run it. So first we will be running server. So right click, run as Java application. Okay, done. Go to Palindrome client, run as Java application. Now we'll be going to the console. So Alt plus Shift plus Q and C. Okay. So here is the output. The word hello is not a palindrome. The word race car is a palindrome. Okay. That's good. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you.